Mark. Okay, those will be marked. And they're in evidence. Glendora, no. Judge Wood, I'm objecting, or I'm overruling the objection as to that evidence is in evidence with the objection and the waiver as stated. Anything else? Do you know what is going on? I do not understand this. This is an automatic win on appeal. I don't know what's going on. Glendora, no, and I thank you for your kindness and your patience. Judge Wood, all right. Have a safe trip back to the town again. Glendora, oh, it's a long one. Sarah, Your Honor, we have a couple of items that we have to hand up to the court. See, I told you. He rests his case. He's through. No, I don't have anything else, but he comes back. And Wood keeps letting him come back. Judge Wood, okay. Sarah, one is a decision of Judge Peter Lane in, do you want to see it? You want to see it up there? All right. This is decided by Judge Peter Lane from Rye, and the relevant language is in the last paragraph, first page, saying that there's no monetary damages recoverable under the Cable Act, which Glendora is referred to today. A second decision that would, I direct the court to. Judge Wood, all right. That's defendant's D. Now, what do you see here? Do you see Sarok defending against Savarino's, the charge against Savarino, that she caused me to go out and get more signers because she chased away my signers and that she's liable to that? Does he deal with that issue? No, what does he do? He brings in extraneous to distract this judge, just the way he distracted Duran. And these people are sucker enough to fall for it. Duran and Wood. But does he deal with the gravamen of the case? I got signers. Savarino chased him away. Then they haven't refuted that. And it costs money to go get the replacements. It costs $51,000, of which I can only reclaim $5,000 in this court. Sarah, and the second decision, Judge, I would direct the court to is the exhibit that is marked as Defendant's Exhibit A. There is a number 7, a decision order from the County of Putnam, State of New York, that was against Deborah Eacock, Glendora versus Deborah Eacock. There's some testimony about that claim earlier by Judge Stephen Toman, wherein Judge Toman dismissed the claim against Miss Eacock on the basis that Glendora cannot sue on an agreement to agree. Well, that's not what it was, and Toman is just another crooked judge. And he's been sued multiple times. Toman, the judge. The last point is that we would move for a directive verdict as there being no evidence. I don't know if the court entertains those applications, but we have moved on liability for directive verdict. I can state my basis for that, or if Your Honor does not entertain that, I would have one more piece of evidence that I would submit. The court, all right, I'm not. Wait a second, Glendora says, I don't understand that. Judge Wood, he's requesting that I do a verdict at this time, and I'm not going to do that, in part because I'm giving the plaintiff an opportunity to present her proofs up to 2 weeks from today. So I'm going to certainly give her that opportunity. That's a split infinitive. And you should have said, I am certainly going to. And there's nothing that can't be decided after that. That would not be impacted by her sending things. So if she wants to send something that has some probative value, and I did, and he ignored it completely. I sent him at least 300 pages, and then another 100 pages, and then another 100 pages. And I'm going to give her that opportunity. But did he rule justly? No, he did not. Glendora says, meaning the receipts. Judge Wood, correct. Mr. Sarah, Your Honor, I also have, I'm taking it that Glendora rests, and that was the purpose behind my application. Glendora, what? Glendora, what? Mr. Sark, that you've put in all your evidence. Judge Wood, she has effectively stated that she's completed her case, right? Glendora, I don't think so. Sarok, as far as our case, Glendora, I have over 10 Sarok. I'd like to, Glendora, I have over 30 pages. Judge Wood, Mr. Sarok, hold on a moment. Glendora, I have over 30 pages here of things that I wanted to say, and I don't think that I really have, but we're up to page 102 out of 125. I hope we can fit in this hour. Judge, what things have you failed to cover? I thought you had indicated you had covered everything. Glendora, I don't think I have. No. Good. Okay, in that case, finish what you need to cover. Glendora, I can't. Judge Wood, you're the one that indicated you need to get back north. I thought that you were done. Glendora, I can't. It's over 30 pages, and it's question ask Christine Savarino to give you the information that you need to make the decision. And Christine isn't here, and Sark can't answer questions, and I just think that the whole thing is a failure. This whole trial is a failure. And I still think so today. Judge Wood, okay, recognizing that Miss Savarino is not here, is there anything else that you would like to put forth today, now without Savarino here? Glendora, can I call Mrs. Sarok to the witness stand? No, you can't. So you call this a trial? Savarino isn't here to testify, and this so-called representative can't be called to the witness stand? Is this the litigants having an opportunity to examine each other? No, it is not. And I say again, the whole thing's a failure. Glendora, the court, no, you cannot. Glendora, why is that? Judge Wood, unless he's a witness to something, which I don't think he is, he's here in his capacity as the attorney for Savarino and Sulaco. Glendora, that is a nothing. Your job is to ascertain the truth. How can you ascertain the truth when the lead defendant even show? Judge Wood, ma'am, I do my best to ascertain the truth within a framework that is set up in our system of justice. And that's a pretty bad system, as they use it. Doesn't always get us to the truth, but we do our best. That's a great admission. A judge admitting that they don't always get the truth, but we do our best. That's a great admission. What's do about courts? They are failures, as they're run today. I wanted to know how she got the job at Cablevision and what ever qualified her to do the things that she does. That the company had a major loss from $1.25, yeah, $125 share, down to $5. Sarok, Your Honor, may I, she's referring questions that she intended to ask someone. It's not evidence. It's at this point, I think, wasting everyone's time. You're the master at that, Sarok. Glendora, I don't think so. And Judge Wood, again, I'm recognizing that she's not represented by counsel, may not be, despite all her adamant pro se activity that she indicated, and where's the pro se leniency, that she indicated she has earlier. I'm willing to give the plaintiff some leeway, some latitude, if she wants to look through what she has and see if there's anything else that she has to provide for today. Glendora, that's very generous of you. Thank you. These, and in addition to this major failure to the company, and they fired 800 people in Nassau and 2,000 in Westchester. And then I wanted to ask Christine why she thought she was qualified to do the things that she does to me, and also the fact that they came up with these new rules that Mr. Sarok asked me if I recognized the public educational and government kit. They came up with the new rules around 2000 and forced them down our throats, and I believe, since I was on Cablevision since 1993, that I was grandmothered and that I didn't have to follow those rules. And these were things I wanted to establish. Let me ask you this. In small claims, we are allowed limited discovery. It is too late to send these interrogatories to Christine Savarino and have her answer them. Judge Wood, I'm telling you at this point, it is too late. Glendora, what's that? Judge Wood, I'm going to deny any request for discovery at this point. We're here, we've held the trial, but it's a mockery, this trial. I'm doing everything I can at this point to allow you to convey everything it is that you want to convey to this court. You're reading off questions that you would like to have asked, and I'm allowing you to do that to some extent so that you can really explain to me everything it is that you think I need to know about your case. And, well, one thing is to read the record and why you're entitled to what you claim you're entitled to. Glendora, I would like to ask Miss Savarino, what did she say to those people? Why did she call them up? She calls them up, she says, to verify their residence address, which this court has denied me to get, or you're going to think about it. Judge Wood, I'm reserving on that. And you won't let me serve. Glendora, she won't take it unless, and the application says clearly, the post office, but you've got to give them your residence address. Why doesn't this apply to her? And then when she calls my signers, she so much as saying, I don't believe you. Give me proof that you're telling me the truth, that this is your residence address. Send me an electric bill or a utility bill or a driver's license. And then I want to know, what did she say to the people? I also want to know, why does she call it a contract when she may sign it or initial it, but she never serves by registered mail a copy of it to the other party of the contract, the signer? How is it that a contract, and with no affidavit of service? I wanted to ask her if she thought that public access was an American institution, and was it worldwide, and is she aware of how other cable companies handle public access? And as a shareholder, I'm a shareholder, I wanted to know why all this money is being spent when Time Warner and Comcast and Cox, they don't do this, and they don't require signers for the most part. They don't require any renewal. I also wanted to ask her if she was interested in settlement and what her terms might be. I wanted to ask her if anybody has ever been sued who was a signer, other than those who went back on their... Did they ever have any trouble? Did anyone ever exercise on them Title 47 of the U.S. Code about Cablevision's not being indemnified? They make us sign, or they make the signer sign, that they are indemnifying Cablevision because they may be relevant to how they went about doing what they allegedly did to you. Hold the phone, folks. Hold the phone. That's page 5, 106. Okay. I got in there backwards. Cablevision from anything that Glendora says. That's not the law. The law is that the public access producer indemnifies the cable company. It's just the whole thing is against the law. Everything they do is against the law. That foolish contract that they had could not stand up in a court. It's unconstitutional. Judge Wood, okay. Again, I think we've covered to some extent the fact that you have a number of claims that you raised that I, as a city court judge, am unable to decide upon. So I'll remind you that there are a number of things that you've raised that while they certainly may be probative to your allegations, that tampering went on with your local signers and so forth, that as when it comes to the contract and the regulations that Cablevision or other cable outlets are imposing upon you, there's nothing I can rule on regarding that. Glendora, except the fact that she cost me $5,000 going out to get new signers. Judge Wood, I'm crystal clear as to what your claim is, and that's why I allowed you to disclose these things that I may not be able to. Because, and you know how they went about and what they allegedly did, according to you. I think you're a wonderful judge. Who's this nice clerk? What's her name? Judge Wood. That's Miss O'Brien. Glendora. Nice to meet you, and thank you for your patience. And who's this nice clerk? Judge Wood. That's Officer Glendora. What is it? Judge Wood. Carlos, Glendora. Hello, Carlos. Officer Carlos. Oh, thank you very much. Judge Wood, thank you. Any other final? I do have 8 questions of Miss Sulaco, who has sat here extremely patiently today. The first is, have you ever spoken to Miss Savarino before? Sulaco, no, I know who she is. I met her June the 7th, the first time she's on 7th, we came here in June. I remember her before. Okay, page 109. Sarah, and you are a sponsor for Glendora for her television, and if you decided you no longer wanted to be her sponsor, right? Yes. And why do you want to be her sponsor? Sulaco, well, when came to my store, now listen to this. This is simply evidence with these, and if the other defendants had been there, I do the same. But they're not there, so we have to, as for, well, I used only 1 week's ago. That's how she walked into my store, and she dressed like this. She came in with a bunch of papers with a lot of signatures, and usually some people petition. They walk into the store, local people, and usually I try to support them. So I thought this was her program that she was getting a signature for, that she was, and she needed to go back on, and I saw a lot of signatures. I got my signature down, and weeks later, I received contract signs the first 6 months. And after 6 months, this was first. This was May of 2000. When she walked in, and I don't know the exact date. I know how the previous she had wrong. I know was supposed to be effective in August, though I signed the contract in May. Was supposed to be August, February, to Africa. She never contacted me. We saw the second time she came into my office store. The middle time I signed in 6 months. I went to her. My kids live in Georgia. I bought my house. My husband, friends, they gave the phone number. My daughter's in Georgia. She called Georgia, and I thought it was my friend that had called. And I'll see you when I come back. And then she called me again. That was the last time I saw her. She usually called and spoke to my store. But February, I never thought she'd ask me to renew it. I always signed for 6 months, and when 6 months is over, you know what was the procedure. I know I only signed for 6 months, so I went to her, and she called my house, and she asked my husband. My husband said, I went out of the country. Just a minute, I should be on the tape. She told my husband to go to Cablevision in her room. He said, what are you talking about? I don't know anything about it. Okay, fine, well, she needs my contract and not to tell you to go. He called me in Nigeria, lady calling me to go and go. So I would ignore it, and I'll handle it too late. I came back and went to Glendora. Just straight cable. So I straight cable. To be honest with you, that was the first time I met that lady, and I went in with her with a box of tapes that she had me to cut. I did and left it in my store. She wanted it, and then I told her, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. I mean, and she said, that. I said, Sulaco has not returned my tapes. And she said, okay, but she didn't come and get it before I left for Nigeria. When I came back, I took it to Cablevision. When I took it, I went. To see there, you have to put it there with you paid bill, and they told it was in the back of the office. I went on the door. I didn't know who she was until then. I said, I'm looking for Cecilia. She introduced herself, so I canceled the renewal of. I said, I do not want to go. She said, tell her. I said, no. I said, but I do not want it. So she said, you have to call her and bring yourself a cable. You will call her. So, and she never did call me. And she told me, Cecilia said you back. And then she called Officer Rules, and then they called me and invited President as well. But I do not want to do it. Have to call and tell herself that cable was. That's not so. Cecilia's done that over again. That's not so. Let me think about what's going on is different. I left a message for her on the 12th of March. She called me right late that day. I didn't receive any such message. In the store, 8 o'clock, she called. I answered the phone that night. She said, oh, welcome. So I said, did you get my, what does that have to do with you going into Cablevision and renewing the contract? I said, so I asked her again, did you really get my phone call? She said, I don't know what you're talking about. You can renew the contract. I said, you know what? I'm not going to renew it. So she told me that. She said, if you're going to put the right foot, something bad is going to happen to you. She said, something bad is going to happen to you. She threatened that. I said, what? That's when I yelled, what did you say? I said it again. I said, did you just say it again? Say it again. And then she said, so if she has that tape, I would like to bring that to the court. Then I said, no wonder, you did tell me. What I mean. That's what I told this. And Cecilia said, I said, no, you didn't know what I was getting into. That is evidence and the proof. Charles, that is the poisoning. That is the cheating away of the science. That is the case. And we had to put some back with the president. And they had to put the same way. And then I had to get Yates. And they had to run it up on your hot. And told Cecilia the story of how she's been harassing me. Proof harassment. She called my daughter in Georgia because of, we'll come to New York and get a contract on my behalf, so that's why when I told the story to Cecilia, so you really don't know what you do. She said it for you twice once. I said I didn't know. I said I thought it was something. That's all I said. Sorry. what did you think you were getting into when you first signed the contract? When I signed it, I told her I was getting everybody that I saw on that contract, on that paper signature, get together and support. That was my thing. So what do you think the petition for? So I said it was for a program. I had what's the program? Oh, when I asked her, I said, what's your program about? She said, human rights. I did not say that. I said rights. And with human rights, I signed up. So I knew after she said something was going to happen, bad things happen to you. So after she said, yeah, and I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to the police station and review that you're threatening me on phone. And at that time, I didn't hear anything from her anymore. I tried everything more. I put it down, and I had my friend to stay to the police station. And when I got there, Officer Lewis was there, and I gave her her number, and I showed to Officer Lewis. I had just spoken to her. I told her to him, and I just got off the phone, and this is what she said. And he called that number as a professional message to her phone number that said, so over here, harasser on the phone, to stop the harassment. Yeah, where's one side of the story, and where's his evidence? You want evidence, Wood? Where's the evidence of that? And besides, Officer Lewis has